Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Courtney and today I have got another round of fall DIYs for you. Almost all of these are Dollar Tree DIYs. Now let me show you what I created, so let's get into it. For this first DIY, I grabbed one of these Pom Pom signs from Dollar Tree. This is one of those signs that Dollar Tree has all the time, different variations, and I honestly for months have been trying to figure out how I could put my own spin on it, but kind of keep the same concept idea, and I think I finally figured it out, so I'm excited to share that with you. So go ahead and break down the sign, get rid of those pom-poms, you don't need them, or save them if you'd like. I created this free printable for you guys in Canva. It is sized perfectly for this frame, but if you want another idea, my friend Whitney over at Whiskey and Wit just recently made a really cute fall bucket list printable, so you definitely could go check hers out as well if you want another idea. But I went ahead and just trimmed this down, just got rid of the extra white cardstock on this printable, and then from there it was a matter of getting the lettering off of the frame. Now I know a lot of people say use nail polish. Well, I don't have any nail polish remover, sorry, not nail polish, but nail polish remover, because let's be honest, I don't do my nails, as you I'm sure are fully aware of. So I just prefer to scrape the letters off. It works fine. Wipe it down with some alcohol and I'm good to go. Taking some Mod Podge, I'm ready to go ahead and attach my printable to the backing. So I just took a thin coat of the matte Mod Podge. It doesn't really matter if it's matte or glossy. You could use a glue stick here if you wanted to. And I went ahead and just attached my printable to that. And then grabbing this big pack of mini pom-poms, I think it was like $9 on Amazon. I will definitely link everything that I used in today's video down below in the description box. I went ahead and picked out some fall colors. So this one had two different shades of orange. So I picked the more muted orange, the yellow, red, brown, and then I just kind of sprinkled it in there. Like there was no rhyme or reason to it. I was just like, hey, a little bit of orange, a little bit of brown, you know, do what you feels good, I guess. I don't know. I didn't count. I just sprinkled. And then once I was done sprinkling those in there, I just had to plop the back into my frame. Last step here is just to go ahead and attach some ribbon to it to make it a hanger. Now you don't have to, you could certainly just set this up, tuck it into a 3-tier tray if you want, but I went ahead and just took this orange checkered ribbon. Sorry that my phone is in the screenshot. I was chatting with Jennifer from Little Bit of Common Crazy, and I just went ahead and attached this with a little bit of hot glue, and then this little sign was all finished. For this DIY, I'm actually going to be using a project that I had made a while ago. This is a 1x4 that has been cut down. The length of them are about 6 inches. And you may remember this book stack I made. It was like Be the Good, and then Mr. Cheap did a voiceover on it. But anyway, I decided I wanted to do something else with them. And then another thing I wanted to do is not just your typical book stack, which I know we all see kind of the common things. I'm trying really hard to get things that are not overused. Not that I don't like those things, but like with the fall sign I made a couple weeks ago, just things that aren't just saturated, you know what I'm saying? And so for this one, I came up with some, I guess, little tweaks to common book stacks. So the first thing I needed to do was just go ahead and paint each one of these. I'm going to do brown, orange, and red. Now for the labels of my books, I did go ahead and create my decals on Cricut. So for those of you with a Cricut, I will link this cut file down below. But if you don't have a Cricut, I also made it into a printable, or if you want to do your own in Microsoft Word or however, you have about half an inch high workspace by about 5 inches. That's where you need your text to fit into there. You can also just add stickers to this, so whatever you want to do, but I'm going to go ahead and add my labels. And for this, to make it a little different, I went ahead and just added, I don't know what you want to call it, street name type words. Well, they're not street name type words. They are parts of streets. So I did Apple Cider Lane, Pumpkin Avenue, and Turkey Street. To finish off my wooden book stack, I have a piece of twine here that I strung some small wooden beads on, and I'm just going to wrap this around a couple of times around the book. And the beads aren't going to go on the bottom part of the book. I'm just going to, if that makes sense, because I want this to be able to sit flat on the surface, but I'm just going to wrap it around and just kind of move the beads willy-nilly here and there, and then go ahead and tie a bow. Now, you certainly could do some different accents. You could add acorns to this. If you have little mini pumpkins, you could string those on there. You could add feathers. I don't know, maybe if you feel for turkeys at this time of year, I don't know, but you could accent it with anything, greenery, whatever you want. And then this little book stack is ready to be displayed on a tier tray, on a bookshelf, on a coffee table, wherever you want to put it. Now this DIY you will get done in a lickety split because it is super easy to do. Tags are a great little filler piece for trays, bookshelves, coffee trays. I mean, really, you could put a tag anywhere. You could put it on the door, whatever you want to do. So for this one, I had this little tag from Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance. I got it for 99 cents. And I decided to go ahead and just put some scrapbook paper on the front of it. I went ahead and went with buffalo check. Honestly, buffalo check is not really my thing, but I'm gifting this to somebody else. So I thought, hey, why not do buffalo check? But Hobby Lobby does have a ton of cute fall scrapbook pages if you want to do something a little more traditional. Now, once I get this attached with some Mod Podge, doesn't matter if it's matte or clear, I wanted to attach a little wooden pumpkin to the front of it. This came from Hobby Lobby. No, it didn't. It came from Dollar Tree last year. It was one of their little wooden stickers, and I just went ahead and painted the pumpkin orange and the stem brown, and then I hot glued it directly to my tag. From there, I wanted to tie a little bow on there, and I couldn't decide. I had a bunch of fall colored raffia, but I just went ahead and went with the tan raffia and hot glued that directly to the pumpkin. And then I was ready to go ahead and reattach my beads. Now, it had been strung up there with this knot and it looked really wonky, so I just cut and then just essentially just hot glued this directly to the tag, and that's it. This is finished. Literally, you could do this in 10 minutes or less, and it's a great little filler piece. It's a great little thing that you could attach to a gift basket for someone if you're going to a fall party or, I don't know, Thanksgiving or something. You could attach a cute little tag to it. Oh boy, here we have a pumpkin form from Dollar Tree. And now I'm trying to do something different. So this is my take on the pumpkin form. I found this really pretty yarn at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale. It's from Yarn Bee. It had kind of a muted yellow, orangey color as well as brown, which I thought would be perfect for this. Now, full disclaimer on this project, it's going to take you forever. Now, you know what? It's okay. This is one of those projects where you work on it over a couple days, you just get your movie on, all those movies you've been wanting to see. This is the project for that. So to start this, I'm going to start by just wrapping the outside of the form, and since the yarn started with the brown color, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stem. So what I did is I just grabbed a wad of the yarn and went ahead and just cut it from the ball of yarn because I really didn't want to try to feed that through. I mean, let's be honest, I probably wouldn't be able to feed it through the stem. So I just cut a pretty long piece and it worked out great. I started by attaching it with a little bit of hot glue, and then the wrapping began, and I just wrapped all the way around until the complete edge was wrapped with yarn. Once that was done, I went ahead and wrapped the ridges. So for those, I actually went into the yarn and cut a section of color, and I did do a pattern. I did yellow, the orange, the brown, and then yellow, orange, and brown, and it worked out fine. Same thing, use a little hot glue and wrap. And then once that was done, I was ready to fill my pumpkin in. And here's how we're looking once you're done wrapping. Now, if you like this look, you could just leave it like this. That is totally fine. But to fill in my pumpkin, there's several different ways you could do this, and you're gonna get different looks for each one. Now, originally, I was gonna glue it, and then I was gonna, as I go, wrap around each of the little ridges. So pull it, wrap around the ridge, go to the next ridge, wrap it around, but you're gonna get a different look. So for this one, what I did was I burned the bejeebies out of my fingers because I didn't use the little silicone things that I have. So Definitely protect your hands, because I can't even begin to tell you how many times I burned my fingers doing this, but you know what? I didn't learn my lesson, so that's okay. You're going to take some yarn and you're going to start at the very top, and taking some hot glue, you're just going to hot glue, pull the yarn kind of tight, stick it on there, then go to the next ridge, hot glue, pull the yarn, and then trim that piece at the end, and then start the next row. And you're going to do that all the way down until you get to the bottom of the pumpkin. By now you should probably be on your 7th movie and continuing to work on this pumpkin. For this one, I'm going to show you how you can dress up a lantern and get 2 different fall vibes. The first one is a little more traditional. So starting with a pack of fairy lights, you're just going to want to stick those down at the bottom of your lantern. This lantern was on clearance from Michael's. It was a great deal, so I was excited to find it. And then I also have these fall leaves that I got from Hobby Lobby. I just found their leaves to be a little more realistic looking than the Dollar Tree ones, so I had picked up some of those at the beginning of August. And I'm going to put those at the bottom of my lantern, covering up the battery pack. Once that's done, I have one of the green velvet pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick that in there. Then take the fairy lights and do a swirly gig, you know, kind of deal where you just shove them in there basically, but you know, in some kind of whimsical form. And then that's it. This really looks nice at the evening time when it's all lit up. This fairy pack of lights does all kinds of different settings, so I can make it twinkle, I can make it blink, I can make it, you know, fade in and out. So really fun. So this is a more traditional lantern. And then if you want something a little different, then to change up the look, grab some eucalyptus leaves instead, put those at the bottom, grab a pink velvet pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and then again, do your little whimsical magic with the lights. And then you've got a little, I don't know what you want to call it. It's not a traditional fall look, but it's a little more, I don't know, fun, or I don't know what it is. It's something. It's something. And there you go, another round of fall DIYs for you. Let me know down below which one of these was your favorite. Also, let me know this. If in the next few months I were planning to meet up with some other DIY YouTubers and I vlogged it, would you watch that vlog? Let me know that down below. Would you also like real-time updates on Instagram? I'd love to know that because I need to make some plans. Thanks so much for watching today. I really, really appreciate it. Here are some more videos that you might enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!